Thank you very much. Pleasure. Good afternoon to all of you here. It's a wonderful feeling to be invited in such a wonderful forum, which has a great purpose towards education and society. And I'm honored that Abhijit got me on the LinkedIn. Somehow he invited me, got my number, and I straight away accepted the invitation. 2 days back, I was in the Delhi School of Journalism doing a workshop with the young students there, and it's always a wonderful experience to listen to the young generation of the country, and also to guide them onto the right path. Social media is good and it's bad, because the type of hate it is spreading here in this country. It's very important for people like us who have retired now to give it back to the society. And it's always my endeavor that wherever I go, I tell the young people, don't get carried away by what you read in social media, because everything has an agenda. There are forces which are working against our nation, and since I still work with the government in some capacity, I can tell you that we need to be very careful, because the environment, the world geopolitics today is taking a very different shape, because every day I have 7, 8 TV channels, I go there. But TV channels also work as per agendas. So the news, what you may get, apart from a few channels who are more credible than the others, but whose TRP is not very high, because today it is the world of the TRP, and channels try to sensationalize everything. I was in Operation Sindoor. I was in those 4 days. I don't think I had my lunch also or my breakfast also, because morning 7:30 I has to leave my house and I has to be back by 10:30 in the night, hopping from one channel to another, trying to explain the process of warfare and try to simplify it for the people of the country to understand it better. But what happens is, channels were telling you the world के कराची के ऊपर हमला हो गया, हमारी फौज लाहौर पहुंच गई, हमारा ये हो गया, हमारा वो हो गया. And nowhere anything happened like that. So the credibility of the media goes down. So I was wondering today, and I was speaking to Abhijit के इसको मैं आपको क्या on what topic I must speak to you and interact with you, because you all are all entrepreneurs, you all are professionals in your own field, and you have opinions of various things yourself. But from the legacy of the Indian Army, I can tell you, I joined the National Defense Academy when I was 17 years old. So I was not as lucky as you to go to a college, because college is something which shapes your personality actually. But we straight from, my school is Mount St. Mary's, Delhi, Kent. My father was in the army also. So I studied at MSF. Of course, I studied in so many schools, because every 2-3 years, a new place and a new school and a new teacher and a new friends. Pune we went, I was in the Bishops. Agra I went, I was in St. Peter's. Because my mother was convent educated. So she insisted that she will put her sons, two brothers we are, in convent schools. So we were lucky that we got that grounding of the English language, communication skills and all, which convent schools have a plus point on that. And 4 years in the National Defence Academy and the Indian Military Academy, and 21 years I was an officer. And I was earning at the age of 21. And 37 years I was in the army. And I hung my uniform at the age of 58. So it is a 41 years journey in the forces. Now, what kind of working or what kind of lessons by working in an organization like the Indian Army, it comes out and can be made use of by each one of us. And if you, the other day I was invited to a Tata AIG group. It's an insurance group in Noida itself. It has a huge building and all. So their employees and their officers, they wanted me to tell them, and it is a very interesting topic they gave me. What corporate lessons can be learned from Operation Sindoor? So you must be wondering कि एक जगह तो लड़ाई का ऑपरेशन है. What kind of corporate lessons can actually emerge from a war? So that got me, thinking. Some research, Chat GPT also helps at times. And when you get stuck up, like, if a channel rings me up, like in the morning, News X World, actually I come on News X a lot. So it's international channels. So they told me that President Trump has called, 20 leaders of 20, countries, and Hamas is not coming and signing the deal. So there's that. 9:30 they gave me a call. A young girl calls me up. Sir, can you join at 10? And इसको मैं तैयार हो रहा था यहाँ पे आने के लिए. So immediately I went and had a bath fast and changed my dress, because army is something in the National Defence Academy. It's very interesting, There is something known as Patti Parade. इसको सुना आपने कभी ये नाम? Patti Parade क्या होती है? It's a form of punishment in which you have to change from one dress to another dress in exactly 2 minutes. So, our seniors will collect us onto the ground floor lobby, and our room may be on the first floor, second floor. There are no lifts there in our squadrons there. I'm from the National Defence Academy, Lima Squadron. So, हम games dress में आए थे, इनमें shorts and a shirt is there. So, a change into drill order. जिस dress में हमको drill में जाना होता है. So, then we all run like mad to our cabins, and in 2 minutes we are changing a dress into the drill order and we are coming. The next, change into mufti, a shirt and a trouser and a tie. So again you run and again you change into mufti. So that actually conditions you in life. So one important lesson which the Forge actually teaches you is, firstly is, you must value time. Whenever I am invited to a function, I make it a point that I time myself in a way that I am there 15 minutes early because of traffic, this, that, all those permutation, combination taking, and I am on time. And most of the time I find the program does not start on time. And especially if the netas are actually invited now, because many of those functions I'm invited with BJP politicians and ministers. तो वो टाइम पे तो आते नहीं है, तो फिर मुझे बोलते सर प्लीज हैव कप ऑफ टी एंड दिस एंड दैट. So time management and the value of time, I think, is the most important thing in your life. A time lost will never come back. It's like a bank account. The moment you draw, money from your bank and you withdraw it, that much of money has gone, from your account. So time has to be valued. And especially the children have to be taught, the young students have to be taught the value of time and how important it is in life. From Operation Sindoor, when we come to the corporate lessons, the first thing which stands out is clarity of purpose. What was the mission? So wherever we are, if I am an entrepreneur, my first step is what I want from starting this organization. What is the clarity of my mission? Is my mission meant for profit, or is my mission meant for a betterment of the people? Like, one youngster, it's an interesting story. He searched me somewhere on the LinkedIn, and he is a class 10 boy. And he sent me a message, sir, I want to talk to you. Can you send me a mobile number? Ghaziabad mein rehta hai. A mobile number laya, and he spoke to me. He said, sir, I want to come and meet you. Can you give me time? I said, okay, come. And I called him to my house. He came. He, in class 10, is a master of Python language. He is making algorithms, programs. He is making apps. And he presented me his app, and he made a visiting card for me specially. And he presented, sir, this is a digital visiting card. इसको बस इतना ही करना है आपने, और आपके मोबाइल पे या किसी के भी मोबाइल से you just have to scan it and your card will go, you get it on the mobile. You don't need to carry your cards like this which I carry. And he presented that to me. Class 10 boy. Adani picked him up. Next he met me after 6 months. And Adani picked him up, and he said that you come to Ahmedabad, and we have our actually set up there, and you only work on software, और तुम्हारे exams वगैरह I'll take care of. So he is on a scholarship. He is into open schooling now. He will just clear his 10+2. He'll sit there and he will clear the exam, because the education is also important in your growth. And he is assured of a job because he is working with Adani, and of course a lot of money also he gets. So class 10 boy. So the second important lesson, actually what we learn in life is, don't underestimate yourself, because you have immense potential. Each sometimes हम अपने mind में actually सोचते हैं यार ये मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा या नहीं कर पाऊंगी. It is beyond my capability. Actually, you don't know your capability. Captain Vikram Batra, Kargil War 99. Point 4875 is a mountain at an altitude of 18,000 feet and a gradient of 80 degrees. It is like climbing a cliff. On the other side of the mountain, there is a gradual slope. So when we plan an attack and the enemy is sitting on top of that hill, so when we plan an attack, we will not like to come from the side where the enemy expects us to come. So it is a part of that strategy which can be translated to corporate strategy also. Don't make a strategy which your rival knows you're going to do that kind of a thing to actually get into the market. So do something other than expected. So you have to climb from that mountain of 80 degrees gradient. And when he was given the task, he never told his commanding officer, sir, ye to impossible hai. And it is impossible actually. Because somebody is hitting on your head with a medium machine gun and a light machine gun and mortars and rocket launchers, and you are climbing like that. It's like a suicidal mission. And Captain Vikram Batra knew that he may not come back. See the resolve of that person. He took it on himself, and the rest is history. And after he completed this assault, the chief of the army staff rang him up, Jal Malik, and congratulated him and asked him, "Kaise lag raha hai?" And he said, "Dil mange more." He said, "I'm not satisfied. I've accomplished this. Now I want to do something bigger." So these are small, little lessons in life. In everyday life, this young girl is here. She must be having a lot of dreams. Pursue your dreams. It is very important. और जब तक डॉक्टर अब्दुल कलाम ने भी बोला है कि अगर, and he is a person whom I greatly respect, and I think the whole nation respects him. He said, you will not be able to sleep until you achieve your dreams. That should be the passion. In the army, when we select people, where is Mavi? Okay. Mavi just met me and he told me that he was a defense aspirant, and number of times he tried, but wo last mein usko reh gaya. What is important here is, in the army, we're not looking at people who are super intelligent. We are looking at people who have a fire in the belly, जिनके पास ऐसी वो पैशन है काम करने के लिए. And that is why we find that not everybody who aspires is actually a right material to get into the army, because कई बार इतने youngsters मेरे पास आते हैं SSB के लिए, and I tell them all these SSB coaching are all money making organizations. They are all extracting money, because product क्या है? Product is you. और अगर आप अपनी सोच बना लो कि आपने ये SSB आपने क्लियर करना है, I never took any coaching for my SSB. I made it was my luck. So why should you go through this coaching thing? A basic, be honest, be truthful, and apply your mind to every situation. You will not fail. At the same time, failure is a feedback for success. There is nobody in this hall, including me, who has not encountered a failure. We all have encountered in life some way or the other failures. But क्या होता है, हम लोग स्ट्रेस में आ जाते हैं. अभी मैं देखता हूँ, अभी एक IG of police in Haryana, he has hanged himself. He's committed suicide. Can you imagine such a senior ranking officer you committing a suicide? So कहीं ना कहीं पे फेलियर जब एनकाउंटर होता है, that should not be converted into a stress. इसलिए I did this neuro-linguistic programming, and you know what is, anybody knows about NLP? It is basically to understand yourself better. It is basically that we as human beings have a tendency that कोई अगर आपको बोले कि इसको आप में ये कमी है, आप उसको कभी एक्सेप्ट नहीं करना चाहते. NLP teaches you the power of acceptance, the power to accept that yes, I want to improve myself, because nobody is perfect. Even I'm not perfect. Today I'm speaking in front of you. In school I used to run away from speaking. मैं टीचर से उसके आई कांटेक्ट से छुपता था कि मेरे से क्वेश्चन ना पूछ ले. And I was somewhere, hiding in the third or the fourth row of the class. I was not a backbencher and I was not a front bencher. Beach wala. And I used to hide the eye contact, because eye contact होगा तो teacher बोले okay, get up. So there is a transformation in all of us. And we have to actually get, so from Operations Sindoor, if one thing is there, was the clarity of the mission. But the second important aspect, corporate aspect, or anybody we have learned, we must learn to function as a part of a team. Because team building, बहुत सारे MBA, because I was a director of a business school for 5 years, and of course I don't want to do a full-time job. I want to enjoy my life and and enjoy my passion, which is to go and talk to people. Like School of Journalism, I was there. Karodimal College, I conducted a workshop on public policy and governance for the IAS aspirants. And I'm advisor with the Union Public Service Commission also, where we do the interviews for the IAS and IPS allied services. So the point here is a synergy of the teams. Air Force, Navy and the Indian Army was a joint operation. People don't know about Navy. The Navy was all geared up. ये जो कराची की बात आती है, ये कराची का प्लान ऑलरेडी बन चुका था, और अगर ये लड़ाई ये 4 दिन से ज्यादा अगर निकल जाती, then you would have seen the Navy would have demolished the entire port of Karachi. और जहां से blockade, see, any country, if you go in for a long war, you need logistics. Supply chain resilience is another important point in corporate governance. Today, if in the Middle East, if Iran shuts down the Strait of Hormuz, or if Houthis shut down the Red Sea, which they did about a year and a half back, your entire supply chain gets away. What happened in COVID? Mahindra and Mahindra, I'll give you an example of Mahindra and Mahindra, जो SUVs बनाती है, it changed gears and started making ventilators, because this is what the situational awareness is there. I was talking to one Olympic shooter. We were on a stage together. So he spoke of one very good thing, which I think I can share with you. He talked about situational awareness, which 80% of us लैक। हमारे एनवायरमेंट में क्या हो रहा है ये उसकी अवेयरनेस होना बहुत जरूरी है. सो somebody asked him that how did you win the gold medal for the country? He says मैं सोते समय अपने आप से बोलता था कि मैंने गोल्ड मेडल जीत लिया. एंड आई टू विजुअलाइज. सो ही सेज द विजुअलाइजेशन, द टेक्निक ऑफ विजुअलाइजेशन इज one of the strongest techniques to achieve your goals. Because moment you start visualizing that you have successfully done something, you will see that it will actually happen. Try it out, let me tell you. I've tried it out. And this experiment is a very great success. Visualization is one of the strongest concepts we have today. And situational awareness is also part of visualization. And last, I will conclude. My time is up now? Okay. So, last I'll conclude that one important aspect of Operation Sindoor where we failed was strategic communication, narrative building. So in your corporates or wherever you start, a building of a narrative is very important. ईमानदार होना ही काफी नहीं है, आपको दिखाना भी चाहिए लोगों को कि आप कैसे ईमानदार हैं. Proclaiming that I'm an honest person is not enough in life. You have to show with your actions and this thing how honest you are. When we actually command the units, अब एक जो जवान है इसको मेरे ऑर्डर पे अपनी जान क्यों देता है? आपके ऑर्डर पे आपका सबऑर्डिनेट आपकी जान क्यों नहीं देता? If you compare the civil and the army, if an army jawan is willing to sacrifice his life on the orders of his commandant or a commander, why is not a CEO telling the same thing to his subordinate and he says, no, I will not do this? Because he sees, he sleeps with his men, he eats with his men, and he does everything for his men. लड़ाई जब होती है तो एक कमांडिंग ऑफिसर खाना बाद में खाता है, अपने जवानों को पहले खिलाता है. He is known in English language, he is known as the old man of the unit. He may be 35 years old. बट उसको ओल्ड मैन बुलाया जाता है. क्यों बुलाया जाता है ओल्ड मैन? आर्मी में आपका कमांडिंग ऑफिसर को ओल्ड मैन बुलाया जाता है. ही इज कॉल्ड एन ओल्ड मैन बिकॉज ही इज लाइक अ फादर. ही टेक्स केयर ऑफ ईच एंड एवरी इंडिविजुअल इन द यूनिट एज हिज ओन चाइल्ड. किसी को घर में कोई प्रॉब्लम है, तकलीफ हो रही है, पुलिस वाले तंग कर रहे हैं, लैंड प्रॉब्लम है, लैंड इश्यूज है, he is the one who gets involved in that. इसको ये नहीं है कि आप एक ऑफिस में काम कर रहे हैं और आपका बॉस आपको बोलता है कि भाई योर पर्सनल प्रॉब्लम्स योर